How's it going, everybody? Welcome to According to Low Elo. My name is Dean.
And I'm Tyler.
Many of you may have known that obviously we didn't have any episodes last week, but I was sick. So apologize for no content last week. I still feel or sound a little nasally, so forgive me on that. But I'm feeling much better. Unfortunately, I got Rayanne sick, so she's kind of suffering right now, and I feel like an asshole for that. But yeah, I'm feeling better now.
You definitely sound better than you did a couple days ago. You said you
Bro.
sounded like a 60-year-old man. I don't know about that, but you didn't sound like it was you. There was a couple times where I had to look back in the Discord. I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's definitely Dean.
Maybe I should have recorded. That would have been wild.
You know what?
Who the
We
fuck
probably
is
should
that?
have, but probably wouldn't have been good for you to be talking all that much. But
No, my voice was shot. But
yeah,
we're back. Lay out a little plan for us. We got 3 episodes coming this week. So this one today, which we will introduce in a moment, and then the patch should be coming out, and then champ review. So we get 3 episodes this week. Boom.
check you guys out.
But yeah, I thought it would be a good idea to with all the ADC changes in this past week or past 2 weeks, and pro play coming back, and I just wanted to look at champions, the best champions in each role right now, what they're building, and pose the question: why the fuck aren't you building IE or Navori Quickblades second?
Dude, that's like the question. You know how many games you've been in where you've seen just people not building these items? Like, they went to like 4th. I'm like, it's not a 4th item anymore, man. Like, the damage is there. They brought it back. Freak brought it back for you. The tons of damage is gonna hit you back with the puns of damage. Like, just build the fucking items, guys. It's not that hard.
So yeah, I thought that would be a cool idea, and then of course apply that to other roles and champions. Like, what are they building? What should they be building? What's OP? What's the best? So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, we want to hop over to the Discord.
Yes,
Boom,
we
there
had
we
a
go.
couple of good questions. The one we want to touch on is one posted by Jazzy, asking in a thread, how many champions do you have in your ranked champion pool? Now, Jazzy's main question here says, currently considering what the best effective size is for a polished champion pool to have for ranked. Thinking 1 to 3, preferably flexible picks that can go to another role if necessary. Wanted to get others' perspectives and what their personal pool quantity looks like. There was a bunch of responses here. Do you want to touch on the first one, or do you want to go over yours? Because I don't.
I was gonna say we could talk about ours really quick.
Yeah.
I would say I have about 5 that I feel really comfortable. Usually, like 1 or 2 of them are sitting in the mega OP, like category. So like right now, Zach, and we'll touch on Zach. Zach and Maokai are super fucking good in the jungle, very OP. So it's kind of, I feel like they don't take too much mechanical skill to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Maokai, you're just kind of yeeting saplings in every bush and just randomly getting a fucking kill. Zach is just a disgusting champion. And then on top of that, other than that, I mean, I play a lot of Vi, and then I play a lot of Sejuani. I mean, I play Graves here and there. Maybe I only have 4. I'm mainly into playing tanks because I don't like dying.
Right, you play a lot of Zach too. Did you mention Zach? I didn't hear you say Zach.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like especially playmakers, especially with Vi, I feel like I can kind of take control of the game.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Sejuani, I think, is just solid no matter what. Especially if like 2 or 3 melees on your team, it's like you're good to go. You're very OP.
She's pretty gross.
Yeah, what do you got?
My champion pool, I haven't played a whole lot this year so far, so my champion pool is still rather small. Like if we go just based on like win rates and stuff, Braum is the one I've had the most success on, but I haven't played him since the ADC patch. Because there's been so many tanks. Like when I see a team and there's 2 tanks with top and jungle, I'm gonna look for something that does damage in the bot lane. Otherwise, I feel like we just don't do any damage. So I've been pretty good with Braum. I have a lot of comfortability with Zillion and Nami. Those 2 I feel like are always relevant in any sort of enchanter meta. Janna as well, but Janna hasn't seen a lot of play recently, and I don't think she deserves to at the moment. There's just better champions in that role, so I haven't played her, though she's in my wheelhouse. And then like if I'm looking for like a damage support, I actually kind of default to like Ashe right now. I feel like she's good.
Oh yeah, we could talk about that too.
Right. I feel like she's good in terms of like what she can bring for damage and from a CC standpoint, but she's exuberantly squishy. So she's one of those picks where when I see a team that just has a ton of dive capability, I just don't play her. But when I see a team that doesn't want to necessarily come face to face with your squad, or they want to fight a little bit more front to back, then I think Ashe fits perfectly. But I would comfortably say there's about four, and then I can flex a couple in and out. And then obviously I don't play a whole lot of other positions. Usually ADC would be my backup position. I just don't play mid and ranked because I'm not nearly as good as most mid laners. So that's its own thing, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
All right, so we'll move on to Calientes here. He said, at the moment, I've got two that I can confidently pilot in most games, Garen and Alawi. So there you go. There you go, Jazzy Garen. In a pinch, I can jump on Tom Kench or Darius and not fuck up massively. I could do with adding an AP option, but I do like my tanky AD gang. I think you could... I mean, Tom Kench is a really good top laner. Darius, obviously... I feel like you pick Darius because you're going to just insta-tilt the enemy laner, like in Champ Select. Like, you're like, oh, fuck, he's playing Darius. All right, rip.
Right. If you don't insta-tilt him, you're going to insta-tilt somebody else. But if Darius doesn't get going, it's such a problem. It's such a problem if he doesn't, like, just start blowing people up, you know?
He's going to win really hard.
He really does. All right. Purple said at least 60 champs, but about 40 to 75% of them are Garbo in the meta right now. So Purple's got a really good grasp on a fuck ton of champions. But he's right. You can have a grasp on a lot of those champions and they're garbage in the meta. Like, I could play Renata, but I don't think she's really that great right now with everything else going on. So I've been avoiding her. There's just other better choices at the moment. So no, I kind of back that idea though. Like there's a lot that I can play, but like, are they good in the meta, or is it in a lane that I'm gonna play? Like, probably not.
I mean, sometimes I think it's okay to play champions that aren't in the meta because if you're very comfortable on them, that can like,
sure.
I'll say like, quote, boost their win rate because you're comfortable on them and you know you can do well on them.
Right. Comfortability is better than meta. Like, if you can't play the meta champion, play what you're comfortable with. Just sometimes playing into a counter can be difficult, even if you're comfortable with the champion.
Plus, guys, we're in the elo where half the players aren't fucking playing with their monitors on, so it's like you can pretty much play anything and get away with
Ziggs?
it.
That one Ziggs we just played with? Yeah. Monitor was definitely off with that guy. But
so let's see. Yeah, Jazzy replied and said Garen and Mord, since Mord does well versus Garen. Yeah, I was gonna say Caliante's Mordekaiser probably a good AP top laner.
Kind of fits the same bill as the other ones that you mentioned too.
Sure. Malphite. I think Malphite is good. You could either go AP or full tank. Let's see.
Dear God, Malphite. Alawi's another, like, I know he mentioned Alawi, but that's like an underplayed champion. And so if you're not a player, a lot of people just don't know what to do against her. So Calientes, I would almost tell you to lean into that if you can. If you can, obviously. If you can't, then don't force it and don't push it. But like, if you can lean into it, I think it's worth it because not enough people know how to do anything to that champion.
Yeah, I mean that's what he's saying. He's playing Alawi, so I'd say keep at it. If your win rate's good, just keep at it.
Right. And then let's see. Buddy Red had a lot to say here. So Buddy Red gave us a breakdown. Okay. Yeah, he gave us. I like it. Thank you, Buddy Red. Appreciate it. So top, which is his main role, he says Mord, AP, and was Urgot and Mundo as the main two, but Mundo is ass right now, so working on rotating him out for Cassante.
Bro, I didn't even think about Cassante.
The thing with Cassante is a special case, and I don't know if we want to break too much into it. And you see this in pro play too. Cassante is a very polarizing champion on how people feel about him. Like, he can be really fucking good or really fucking garbage, and I don't know that anyone's really figured out when the best time is to play him, if that makes any sense. Like, he's really fucking strong, but he only carries a sub 50% win rate. I know that. Even in pro hands. So that there's something to that. I don't know what it is. I haven't figured that out because he's clearly strong as fuck. I'm like, why can't he win? Kind of like the old memes of Shen can't carry. Like, he could be really good, but why can't he win? You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Buddy Red said for jungle, he looks at Volley, Heck, and Rammus. Really no other reason than I just like Volley and Hecarim, and Rammus is just fun to kill everything and do nothing but tap W.
I think Volibear is just kind of garbage right now. I don't think he's very good.
Yeah, he's not as good as he was. He's not as unstoppable as he was, for sure.
Because I know, well, I mean, I feel like one of the main reasons is when they nerfed Chem Tank Turbo.
Yeah.
That was a good item on him, but
yeah,
it sucks now. It's just or Magic Resist.
Yeah. A lot of people were taking that. I don't know. I just wasn't a fan of that item. So, but hey, such as Volibear. I mean, he can still play top lane. I think he can still probably contend up in the top lane. Nothing really happened to his abilities or anything. So, maybe it's just matchup dependent. Maybe the matchups aren't there. I don't know that champion that well. So, Buddy Red said for mid, Silas and Galio, but I never really play the role. I just enjoy these two boys for different reasons. Can confirm Silas is fucking OP on this patch. That's a really good ban. He's great in the fucking jungle. He's great in mid lane. Definitely something to look at taking off the map if you need to. Like, fuck that champion. Buddy Red said for ADC, which is a secondary role. Play most of the ADCs, but main MF, Trist, and Ashe, but can confidently rotate other champs if needed. I suck at Trist. I don't know why. I just cannot seem to make that champion ridiculously strong, like how I feel she is when someone plays her against me. And I can't play Kalista worth a damn. It's the martial
The hopping.
Yeah, the martial poise or martial pose that I just I can't seem to figure out and do well. I don't know. And also she's a really early game ADC and I play like a bitch, so I don't have the aggression necessary to play that champion.
Right.
And lastly, Buddy Red said for support it's Blitz, Nautilus, and Swain, which all have similar styles of play with the CC tank. So you could probably fit Thresh in there, even though he's a little bit more mechanically inclined than the other three. Same kind of thing, and you could probably play a Mumu in that role as well. Although I know his support role kind of got nerfed, not quite into oblivion, but nerfed pretty hard. So thank you for your responses, guys. That was a good one. I think some of these will help other people out in the Discord figure out what champions they may be interested in playing, or they may think has low value right now, but is actually better than they thought. So this is a good discussion to have, and this is a good discussion that we can keep open really every few patches. As
see what you guys are playing.
in and out. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, if you guys also have any other suggestions, some topics, go ahead and come over to join the Discord and type it in, post it in right here, and we'll read it. So
yeah, it's real nice and easy for you guys. I mean, I try to make it as easy as humanly possible to put it right there for you. So, other than that, that's it for the Discord. You want to do a quick YouTube shout out? I think you said you got some gameplays on deck.
Yeah, I don't have it uploaded, but let's bring it up right here. So we got another gameplay that's coming out. I'm not sure when that's going to come out, but Tyler and I played some Freljord duos.
Yeah.
Sejuani and Braum. Let me open this up 1 second. So yeah, guys, if you want to hop over to the YouTube, youtube.com, just search according to low elo.
In quotes, just search it in quotes.
Yep, there you go.
It's not big enough, otherwise you won't find it.
All right, so yeah, if you want to head over to the YouTube, guys, this is a new video that's going to be coming out. Playing Sejuani, Tyler's playing Braum. We had a really good Rise on our team.
Dude.
And I remember we had a Lucian that just was crying the whole time. We're like, bro, just chill. We're scaling.
Yeah, he was trying to play too aggressive when we were too far. Like, I get it. Lucian is an aggressive style champion, but like, you cannot play when you're getting shit on, dude. You can't play that aggressive. I just don't have enough tank stats as a Braum, and you don't have enough damage as a Lucian. And we were, I mean, as the bot lane, we were getting hit pretty hard. We really had to rely on that rise.
It was a good game, so get ready for that one, guys. But yeah, again, search according to low elo in quotations. All right, so let's move on to
The main segment of the day.
Man, we got here. So we'll bring over this. Boom. So like I said, guys, especially with Pro coming back, wanted to look at item builds on the best champions right now. If you're watching Pro play, all pros are pretty much going IE or Navori second in ADC. We're seeing a lot of Lucian. We're seeing a lot of Caitlyn, I think, is 100%.
Yeah.
But no, like, I just want to do this is more of like a public service like announcement, because like I feel like some people just don't know that these items got buffed. We're playing a game, and I swear to God, this guy hit me with I was trying to explain to this guy, I'm like, IE got buffed, and the guy was like, I don't read patch notes. You're a nerd if you read patch notes. This is a gold elo rank game, and this guy's calling me a loser, a dork, a nerd for reading patch notes, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, I remember that. It's like, bro, what are you saying right now?
It felt like a movie. I was like, this is fake.
Right.
This feels fucking fake.
But
so yeah, dumb. So like I said, I want to expand on that. I want to look at everything as a whole. So I went over to Lawlytics and specifically looked at Gold Elo, because that's about what we're playing at.
Yep.
Look at all the top 3 win rates for each lane, and then we were going to go into them and check them out. So we'll get right into this. Top lane, I guess I should just start with saying Zach has the highest win rate in 4 roles.
Holy fuck.
Across the board.
Holy fuck. Mid, top, and jungle, and support.
Now, granted, some of the pick rates aren't insane, especially for like mid and support.
Right.
But if you, we'll start with here. We'll just start with top. So we'll click on this. We'll open up Lawlytics, and we can look at pick rates as well. So top Zach in gold, 53% win rate with a 1.5% pick rate. So it's going down a little bit, but he's ranked number 1 S+. This champion is so fucking gross. If you're not playing Zach, fucking ban this motherfucker, because he just doesn't die.
No, it's so hard to kill.
I'm expecting him to get nerfed very soon.
Sure.
So yeah. But yeah, so, and then also everybody and their mother, if you're a tank, you're building Radiant Virtue. You're fucking trolling if you're not building Radiant Virtue. Maybe I guess you could, I think even Cassantes are building like Iceborns and stuff, but
sure.
Any champion that has like really good utility and like hard CC, like Zach, like Sejuani, it just Radiant Virtue. That's it.
It's a really nice like item to use, especially for champions that don't necessarily engage with their ulti. Some do, and it's still really nice for that as well. But like, because it does so much healing on the back half, like if you're playing a champion that doesn't engage with an ulti, it's also really fucking gross with that as well. I'm actually surprised. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think people are also underestimating the 20 non-ultimate ability haste that it gives you on your teammates.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
For the 9 seconds. It's good.
Really good, especially for champions that have to make a choice between IE or Navori Quickblades, and all of a sudden they get ability haste without having to build Navori Quickblades. Weird. It's almost like you should build that first or second item, maybe. But you know, Radiant Virtue, good item right now. I'm sure it's coming in the next patch as getting nerfed. I know they've released a lot. I haven't really looked at all the lists, so
I've peeked at it. It's not. It's more of a buff. But they're changing a few things.
Okay.
That makes sense. But
okay.
It says here a lot of it are people are building Sunfire. I still think Demonic Embrace is really fucking gross, especially on tanks that deal magic damage. Especially Demonic got buffed for or excuse me, it got nerfed for melees, but it got buffed for range. So I guess that wasn't. I was gonna say something else, but that doesn't help my case. But
Oops,
it's still
okay.
overall good. It's a really
Right.
disgusting item. You get free AP for building health. So yeah, you want to build that. All right, so we can move on to the second highest win rate top lane is Olaf.
Oh,
I don't
laughing
see
in your
this too
face.
much. I will say I have been seeing more Olaf tops than jungle. I've not seen this motherfucker in the jungle.
No, I've been seeing a lot of people posting about Olaf too. Even when you look at the top, yeah, the pick rate is 85.5% for top lane, 12.8% in the jungle, and then
There you go.
if you can play him top, you could probably play him mid. So those are kind of interchangeable. Obviously, there's a 1.4% pick rate mid, but like realistically, it's top mid can be similar for a lot of these kinds of champions. But I've been seeing a lot of people post about him, and I've been seeing like games where he's got like 600 AD. Like the dude's just gonna beat your fucking face in. Like I don't know how else to put it, but it's disgusting and gross.
It's the I feel like the Ravenous Hydra change where it's lifesteal
Yeah,
helped his case. Because obviously he's just going to be auto attacking and he gets free lifesteal as it is. I think
right.
Stridebreaker is a very underused item, and
Yeah,
again, it's a champion that's going to chase you down, free slow. Same thing with like Garen, Jazzy shout out. You want to build Stridebreaker.
yeah, because he doesn't have a gap closer otherwise, right? Like you have to rely on landing the Q, but like why solely rely on that when you could build Stridebreaker? So,
I just feel like he's a really strong lane bully too. It's
oh
he
yeah,
just
oh yeah.
sits back and fucking throws that axe, and you can't really. It's a pretty great. What's the slow? Hold on. Does it tell me what
The
max is
Q
out at?
slow,
25%.
25%. Yep, yep. Based on distance traveled,
Okay. I mean,
and
that's still pretty good.
it's an armor shred. Don't forget about that. Champions hit lose 20% armor for 4 seconds.
Oh,
Pretty
that's
gross.
another good point. And you can and Black Cleaver got a pretty good buff. It got some
Yeah,
AP
it
in health,
did.
so it's another champion that's really good at utilizing it.
Yep,
So yeah,
absolutely.
Olaf looking good.
Yeah, your core build too on this is you rush Stridebreaker, then get to Ravenous, and then wow, a lot of people are building Sterak's Gauge on him. I
Yeah, I
guess
wonder
he
if that's
probably
just
does have
because
good base.
that's a good point.
He probably has really good base. A lot of these early game bruisers have excellent fucking base damages and just garbage scaling, which is normal.
I
Those
think
are the champions you want to
plus
build.
Death Stance got nerfed pretty
Right.
hard.
Also true too.
So
But yeah, you start to get a little situational on item. So your boots are going to be a little bit more situational. Here it says steel caps because I think there's a lot of 80 top laners right now, so steel caps are good. But that's interchangeable with whatever fucking defenses you need. You either go mercs or you go steel caps. You don't really go anything else.
mhm.
So that's one thing to think about. Like, yeah, it's not super interchangeable. Like, you're not going cooldown boots. You're not going berserker greaves or anything like that. So, and then item 4, they show Death Dance is being built a lot, but that's also item 5. So it kind of interchangeable if you're gonna build tankier for like Thornmail or Spirit Visage. And then as you figure out what you're gonna do with those two, then Cleaver is kind of the last one because that's when people start building the armor.
I feel like just Cleaver could be pushed up.
It can be pushed up, I think.
I think it's
I think it gets matchup specific though. Like you start looking like those are it's a good item. I think it's a little bit more situational though. Like if you're playing into like I don't think you really would want to build Cleaver into Cassante.
this for some reason Lolalytics isn't updated to 13.b.
Oh.
I'm hovering over Death Dance and it still has the ability haste and it still
Oh
has
yeah, I
the
see that.
120.
It's just the
So
items. Yeah, the items aren't, but I think everything else is pretty.
lame. I think Black Cleaver is way fucking should be pushed up
Right.
for 80s, especially just champions that have armor shred. Like it's just adding on to that. Like with Olaf Q, Vi is now being Black Cleaver rush just because of her W, the extra additional armor shred. It's plus if you're gonna be like an AD frontliner and you're gonna have ADCs that are building Infinity Edge second, they're gonna be hitting that much harder that the target's armor is fucking cucked.
Yeah, that's true.
So Bill
So
Black Cleaver, that's another good one. All right. So we had next Jax.
Jaxie
Okay,
boy,
that's right.
this gross broken ass champion. And at the top, I'm gonna change it from patch 13.1. I'm just gonna hit the last 7 days because
There
that
you go.
will have a good. I think 13.1 still got good data, but I think this says maybe the most accurate data, at least in terms of relevance
Did I?
and recency.
I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah, keep going.
Anyways, Jax obviously 90% picked in the top lane and about 8% picked in the jungle. So not a big jungle presence. Certainly a top laner through and through. And he is a lot of Divine Sunderer. I guess it makes sense. It's a Sheen item that gives you some shred, gives you some damage, gives you some ability haste, gives you some healing. So it's a little bit of everything. And then it looks like a lot of people going cooldown boots seem to be 60% of the time going cooldown boots. Again, that's going to be a little bit more matchup specific. And then obviously you need to get Bork. Like you need Sunder and you need Bork. Everything else 100% is situational with what kind of boots you're doing. What items you're building after that. Are you building tankier? Are you building something like Spear of Shojin instead? So you can run fast and get some more ability haste. Obviously deal damage and gain some health. Or are you going to go for like a Frozen Heart because you're playing against a range matchup maybe? And then you're going to go Death's Dance or you're going to go Guardian's Angel. Like there's a lot to do here. And you don't take Teleport, you take Ignite.
I like Sunderer just because of also the penetration you get. Jax has a
Right.
lot
Yeah,
of fucking magic damage now, even more. Especially because his ult actually does damage now, and it's not just on
Right.
that 3-hit.
Yep.
I've also seen him in pro play. People are building Zonia's Hourglass because he has actually really fucking good
He does.
AP ratios.
He does. And that's a not a totally defensive item, but a slightly defensive item.
Like
And a lot of people are going to build the fucking stupid stopwatch anyways, so
60% AP on his W, 100% on his E, and then 100% on his ult, and then 60% for that empowered auto every
yeah.
3.
Yeah. Pretty gross. Pretty gross. So yeah, definitely something to think about. I guess I didn't think about building Zonias on him, although there's a lot of champions that you could kind of flex that too. But I think Jax is a little more unique in terms of he has good ratios for it, so it's worth it. But I don't. Can you build Zonias and GA?
I think it's limited to one stopwatch item.
I think so.
You might, or
Well,
That's a
no,
good
actually, I think you get
question.
Zonias and a stopwatch.
right. That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't have to think about it. I'd have to put it in practice tool and find out. Or if one of you guys knows, comments down below here somewhere. Like, I think it's probably that way if I'm pointing at the YouTube comments somewhere over there.
All right, so we'll move out of top lane. We'll go to jungle,
Jangle.
and surprise, surprise.
There's Zach. We talked about him, so we don't need to.
I just want to
into
see.
that,
So he has yeah. So I'm just briefly looking over win rates and stuff. So yeah, 9% pick rate, 53% win rate. Fucking insane. Ban
Right.
20%, 22% of the time. Nuts. But yeah, same build, demonic and radiant virtue.
but yep. Disgusting. And we got the deer skis, the old John Deere. Except you're not playing John Deere. You're playing Tank Deer. 78% pick rate in the jungle. 17, about 18% in the top side. But it's interesting. It's definitely still Phoenix EQ. And why that's weird. It says skill priority REQ, but then you look, the Q only has 1 point. So like, okay,
Right, you start it just because of the attack speed.
right.
Plus, it's better to weave his passive because you got to get auto attacks, and it's
That's true.
better to. It's good to have 1 point.
For sure. It's just funny that it says the skill priority on there. Doesn't really fit for champions like this that have ultimates, or especially him, because the way you level his skills are so different. Where I think this model probably fits for more of a three 3 ability champion with an ultimate. So, anyways, wow, starting items. A lot of people are going Gus Walker Hatchling.
Yeah,
So
move speed's good.
Yeah, that's good to know. 56% win rate with that. Instead of Moss Stomper, the Gus Walker. And the core build, you guessed it, Demonic Embrace, Jack Show, and Swifties.
So I know we were praising Radiant, but like, and there's some champions like the Udyr, Karma, that have the shorter cooldown. I think, especially going into what I've briefly have seen about what's happening to Radiant, the cooldown of Radiant is going up.
Yeah.
So, if I'm in the jungle and it feels kind of bad that I'm like, oh, I got to clear using my ulti, and then it's just instant going to proc Radiant. So it's going to be down. So I think this is, again, one of the better instances where Jack Show is obviously better. Jack Show is good because it drains every enemy in the vicinity, which applies demonic to all of them. So you don't even have to touch them. They just have to be in the vicinity.
Disgusting.
That's the ability. Because it does.
And I'm gonna harken on this little fucking piece of the Azakana gaze. Dealing ability damage burns enemies. So I still don't understand why item damage, which is not ability damage, it is item damage, procs this. I still have a fucking glaring issue with that. And that shit
so would
fucking
you prefer
still
them to
pisses
change the wording?
Yes.
So you're fine with it doing what it does. You just don't like that it's worded like that.
I'm fine with it doing what it does because it doesn't do a whole lot. If that makes sense, like it really doesn't do. Like it's nice for champions that like need a little extra oomph, but it doesn't burn for a fuck ton like Landry's does. You know what I mean? But it pisses me off that this says dealing ability damage, and in fact, I want to look at the Leandry's wording.
But yeah, so we're looking at demonic into Jack Show. Swifty boots. Swifties are really fucking good because you're just zooming around. Plus Gus Walker gives you the 45 decaying upon entering brush, 60 when killing a large monster. So you're zooming. And then of course full tank.
So Leandry's, sorry to cut you off there. Yeah, the move speed is really nice with the set of items and everything like that for Udyr. Not to derail us too much, but looking at Leandry's, it reads Torment, dealing ability damage, burns enemies, causing them to take blank. Again, Demonic Embrace, dealing ability damage, burns enemies. Why do these two have the same wording but behave differently?
Does it not apply?
Would that
not work?
I don't think it does.
If it's worded the same, why wouldn't it work the same?
Another
thing to test out, I guess.
Yeah, we'd have to test that out. That might be something to test out. Like if I put a Bomby Cinder and a Landry's, what is this item called now? Landry's Anguish. I keep wanting to call it Torment. It's not Torment anymore. If I put a Landry's and a Bomby Cinder, am I gonna get the same? Actually, I should get more damage output than if I did Bombies and Demonic. But is it gonna behave the same?
Yeah, just gotta see if it applies that burn.
If
the extra burn
does, then you change that shit. Let's see. Oh, it does say here ability damage is an umbrella term for spell damage, area damage, and persistent damage. It is a prerequisite for applying ability effects. This classification should not be used except in cases where all three of the aforementioned types have consistent output. That's just dumb. It's not an ability. It's a fucking item.
Like, you know what, Tyler? Put your resume into Riot. Get hired.
Why do I want to work for a company with parts in people's faces?
So you can change this wording and then quit.
Oh, God. Just fix your wording. Because there's so many other things like, I guess maybe they use spells instead of abilities. I don't know. They interchange spell and ability so much that, like, it's really the same fucking thing. It pisses me off. I don't like it. Figure it out. Fuck you, Riot. Elise? Are we on Elise? I think we're on Elise now, yeah?
Yes.
All right. Let me open up that one. Night Harvester into Shadow Flame. It's crazy because there's like a lot of tanks that are really good in the jungle right now, and this champion is fucking ridiculously good in the jungle. Obviously, she sucks at playing lanes, so don't play her in a lane, but really good in the jungle. 98.6% win rate in the jungle. S tier champion, 52% win rate. Looks like you're kind of. She's one of those champions, like a lot of champions right now, who just build Dark Steel if you start getting ahead. Just as, like, if you can leverage it, then put it into Medjai's. If you can't, it's still not a bad extra little boost to have in an item slot. It's cheap. It's 350 or 4. Is it 350 or 450? I think it's 350, right?
I think so. Yeah.
It gives you health, gives you AP that scales if you can get takedowns. So good item to have for a champion, especially an early game champion like Elise that wants to get ahead and kick your ass.
I don't see her too often, but I know she's been coming up in pro play
A lot.
and she's been banned a lot in pro. She's a pretty, I mean, she's a super early game champion, but her like early game combo, like like we've talked about champions that can gank. The earlier the better, right? She could gank level 2 if she takes Cocoon second. But just the amount of burst damage that this champion can fucking pump into you, especially against like I've been seeing a lot of people complain about like if you're not vertically jungling from top and then like when you hit level 3 you should be bottom. That's what I gotta start doing now. But like if you can path downwards and then gank your bot lane, get a kill, I think the game is more or less over if you can snowball your bot lane. And again, Elise is like the queen of like early game. I don't see her that much, but it might be a champion I need to pick up. I also don't think there's not a lot of like heavy AP junglers in that I've been seeing a lot.
No, we saw Evelyn for a quick minute, but she's pretty much gone just as quick as she came. So no.
I need a player. I need to play Elise.
That's the Christian special, dude. That is the Christian special. Yeah, anything else to go on about Elise? I don't think I have anything else.
Nope.
Cool. Let's move down to the old middle, and there's no middle
what do
sticks.
you know?
Look at Zach once again. Check that out.
Let me double check. See what he is rocking. 7%, 8% pick rate.
Wow,
This is nuts. Almost 56% win rate mid lane.
Jesus.
Same build.
You want to play against a Zach and probably beat him? Play the next champion on the list, Cassiopeia.
Right.
The miasma is fucking great. I love it. The grounding, the poisoning, the damages.
Yeah.
Roa user. The Roa users are good right now.
Yeah. When I'm looking at this, it still says Leandries. Or, excuse me, okay, I hit the 7 days thing.
Yeah.
Nope,
yeah.
Rod of Ages. Rod of Ages is like the best fucking item. And I guess I just want to like show like a talk about honorable mentions. Rise. Silas. We talked about Silas. Silas building Rod of Ages is fucking gross. Almost infinite sustain. The free level is fucking nuts.
I was gonna say these champions have something in common, is that they're not necessarily early game champions. They're like late game carries, and Rod of Ages just helps you hit that late game a little bit faster. With
it's great.
Well-rounded stats.
Fucking
Sorry, go ahead.
great stats. And then
Right.
also the combo with Seraphs. I mean, you have so much fucking mana. And then Cassiopeia has the luxury of not having to build boots.
Yeah, fuck her.
So you can get so you can get the. I still don't understand why Vel'Koz can build boots, but
It doesn't make any
there's
sense.
shit like come on, Riot.
or Nami, who's got fucking fins, dude. But okay, you know.
But no, yeah,
give
any-
Cassiopeia something for being a Naga.
That combo, Seraphs and Roa, the mana and plus the ability power you get from having so much mana is fucking nuts.
Well, not just the ability power, but even like the Seraph's shield, right? The 30% max mana shield. Or is it current mana or is it max mana? I don't know if this
I think it's
might not
current.
say it.
Oh yeah, it doesn't say here.
Yeah.
Dumb. Okay.
Oh, because it says Archangels, not Seraphs. Ha!
Oops.
But whatever, the point is the same. You build that tier item, and then you just roll right into, you know, if you need Zonias for protection. If you don't, you just roll, you snowball literally your AP into more AP with a Rabadon's Death Cap. And then you just go bananas the entire game. Landing the ulti is obviously pertinent to playing this champion, so you need to be able to do that. But 53% win rate in gold is pretty good. The best cast players have an average win rate of 59.29% in Diamond 1.
Good. There you go.
So,
yeah, I want to say just final note, just miasma is just how many champions in the game have a dash?
8 million of them. And most of them have a dash, have like 5 dashes, so.
You could also say, like, obviously, it counters Flash, too, but
yes.
Flash on a very long cooldown.
It's better than Singed goo, whatever that's called. I don't remember what it's called, but his goo that he can't
Mega
control.
adhesive?
Yeah, super mega adhesive, whatever it's called. This is a better version because it does damage and allows you to poison cast off of that with your E, so it's disgusting. Again, another good demonic user. She's got Roa, she's got Rylai's, she's got Seraphs. Like those 3 items right there give you a good amount of health to be able to get a good amount of AP out of demonic.
Yeah, that was the other thing is just there's a lot of these items just stack HP.
Yep.
You're gonna have like plus 3,000 HP.
Oh yeah.
Dealing a shit ton of damage.
So definitely a good. What do you get from demonic again? Is it 2% bonus health as AP? So.
Oh yeah. Also, again, mention ranged champions got buffed with demonic, so it's a little bit better. This is a full percent instead of the, I think it's 0.8.
Yeah, it was 0.8. Plus you get 75 AP from demonic as it is. You get 350 health. Like,
that's
let's see,
so much
350. Well, I need to actually look up Seraphs because it's pissing me off that it doesn't have Seraphs on here. Seraphs Embrace.
Oh yeah, plus this is still all the old shit. Why is it?
So, yeah, who knows? Seraphs Embrace gives you 250 health. I want to look at Demonic Embrace. Also weird that they're both Embrace items. It's like you should always build them together or something. It's weird. So where the fuck did it go? Okay, yeah, 350 plus 250. What is that?
350 plus 250. That's 600.
600 plus the Rylai's, which I believe is another. Oh, it's 400. So you're talking 1,000. And that's 20. That's 20 AP plus Rod of Ages, which is 400 base. And you're gonna get another 200, so 600. So 1,600. You're talking 32 free AP.
Right.
Just on those 3 items. Then if you build Morello, add another 300. So you're just getting free AP. Basically a free amp tome in your inventory. A little more than a free amp tome for nothing. Just for having health. So
that item is very gold efficient.
Extremely. Even though they made it more expensive, it's extremely gold efficient when built with the right other items. So
Shall we move on to Heimerdinger?
Dingalinger, who took a support nerf, but apparently is really good in the mid lane. And
yeah, 53% win rate.
Do you think that has anything to do with his hard to gank ass? Tough gank ability, a lot of burn damage.
Well, weird. Last 7 days, it still says support is his highest win or pick rate.
Yeah, I think he still has a place there. He's just not as efficient as he once was.
Still 52% win rate for support, though.
That's pretty gross. That's pretty fucking gross.
I mean, of course, you're playing a champion solo lane and not support. You're going to get more gold. You're going to get your items faster. This dude just pushes like a motherfucker. Very hard to dive. Hey, what's that? What's the second item that this guy's going to be building? You see that?
Demonic Embrace. That's normal. The double burn item for a champion like this. Oh, you're talking about Rylai's? Or Boots?
No, I was saying like demonic. Every champion, if you're AP, it feels like you're building demonic.
Oh yeah. I feel like you're trolling if you're not building demonic. And like the Rylai's demonic synergy is so good too. So good. I don't really have anything else to add about Heimerdinger. He's pretty straightforward.
No, yeah, I mean,
build a fuck ton of AP.
53% AP, or excuse me, 53% win rate. Very low pick rate though. Yeah, I would say it's only 12%. Yeah, 12.5%. So.
Yep.
Except for mid lane. Let's move on to bot lane. This is where the main fun is gonna.
This is where Zach isn't on the list for once. Check that out. Caitlyn, numero uno. Is anybody surprised? If you were, you need to go back and listen to the 13.1b patch notes that we released, because you shouldn't be surprised. With IE being so good, and people are still fucking building Gale Force and Collector before IE for some ungodly reason. Fuck Collector, okay? Build IE.
Let me see this really quick. Right, okay. If you switch to Platinum Plus, it's IE.
Yeah,
That
good.
Yeah.
Good players are building fucking IE second. There's a reason for that, guys. There's a big fucking reason for that. I'm just like, I don't know how to like put this out any further. And if you have friends, put this out. Like, tell them, don't be stupid. Build IE. It's not a first item. Obviously, get your mythic, then build IE. It's just do it, please, for yourselves, for anybody really.
Don't get baited in by the. Okay, Collector is fine. Maybe if you want to build that, I feel like you just don't build it second anymore.
No, it's fourth after boots.
If you even get to that point, because games end so quickly. But
yeah,
Caitlyn, sure, you're seeing it. It's only a 50, almost a 51%. But look at the fucking pick rate. 20, almost a quarter of all games.
All games
are Caitlyn.
So if you group her pick rate and her ban rate, that's almost 50% of all games that she's either pick ban.
The champions are so oppressive.
Yeah,
I'd be curious if they ever change her attack range. I know that's her thing, and I'm not saying they need to, but it's, and you pair it with like Lux, Morgana, anything with the binding. It's a free setup for your fucking traps, man.
Right. I think what they would do instead of changing her attack range would be changing the trap and the E crit damage that you get. Yeah, if anything, I think they would bring down the headshots. Like, I think her attack range is fine, but like the headshot damage, particularly on the W and E, if they brought those down,
so much damage, dude.
It is, dude. It's so much fucking damage for no reason. Like, I think if they brought that down, that would be an effective way to nerf her, right?
It's, I mean, yeah, she's obviously she's another very late game oriented champion. Those headshots are fucking brutal in the late game, especially, excuse me, if you can catch someone out with a trap. The fact that, excuse me, God. Bringing an item, guys, do we just need to have like a TED talk at what fucking IE does?
Dude, I don't know. Fourth episode, IE, a breakdown. No, we're not doing that. But understand that item's fucking disgusting.
As a marksman, what do you want to do? What is your goal?
Damage per second, DPS.
What does IE do, Tyler? Can you just tell everybody what it does?
Tons of damage.
I'll say in dumb language, you do more fucking damage.
IE, so in the game now, when you open up the shop, if you look at the recommended items, it tells you like, here's a basic thing of what this item does, right? It's like anti-tank or burn or tank item good against blank. Back in the day with the legacy item shop, the old fucking item shop, and this is before it got replaced the first time with the newer shop and then replaced again. The original item shop used to have like a little blurb, and at the bottom sometimes there'd be like a quote or something like that, and Infinity Edge just said tons of damage, which is where Freak got tons of damage, and it's back to doing tons of fucking damage. I don't know another way to explain this to you, but 70 AD is fucking astronomical.
Right, there's not a lot of AD in the game.
Right, and having at least 40% crit gives you extra damage on your crit, which crit is 150% damage, right? It used to be 200.
I think it used to be a lot more.
Yeah, I think it's 150. which is already, that's fine. That's a lot of damage, right? So just think about it. If you crit, if this is your only item, if this is the only thing you have, take away base stats, right? Instead of dealing 70 damage, you're dealing 105 on the crit. But if you have over 40%, you add an extra 35% to the 70, right? So that's another... God, my math is going to be so bad. I think you're doing like 120 damage. Do you see the big difference between just plain 70 and
It's
the
like
extra? That's so much more. Now think of that on a grander scale when you have 300 fucking AD or 350 AD and you're dealing crits. You're going to have probably close to 70-80% crit at that point, right? And you're going to have that much damage. So you're going to have crits way more often. You're going to crit way fucking harder. You're probably going to have some sort of armor pen. Like, you're dealing a fuck ton of damage. Why are you not building this fucking item as early as possible when no one has armor yet? Or health to chunk through. It scales well. It plays hard. It's not dirty to build. Like, it's got a good build path. BF sword, cloak, and pickaxe it's had forever. Like, it's a good build path. It feels good when you have those components. Just build the fucking item, guys.
it's like the same thing. It's literally an AD death cap. It just gives you more damage, and people don't. I mean, sure, you're not going to build death cap on every AP,
No,
but you want to do more damage. That is your fucking goal. Okay, that's plain and simple.
right.
Now,
I think people get caught up in these passives that these other items have. And they forget the items that don't have huge passives for a reason.
sure, collector is fine. Like, okay, you're gonna execute below 5%. Astronomical. Kidding, but astronomical. I feel like you're just getting baited. It's like, I can execute, but that threshold is so fucking low.
Like, the only champion that should have that shit early on is fucking Draven. Because he needs to get the executes. He absolutely needs to get the executes and collect as much gold as he can. Like, I could see a world where Draven maybe rushes this item because he deals so much fucking damage early. And doesn't build a mythic till later. But Draven is a special fucking case.
I was gonna look at, maybe I didn't write it down in my notes here, but say Draven and Misfortune, just because they literally get free bonus damage. You have Misfortune's love taps,
right?
And then Draven spinning axe gives his auto attacks, as long as it's spinning, a fuck ton more damage.
Yes.
I would argue that the changes to Bloodthirster might be a little bit better. Obviously, the shield is scaling. They changed it to levels 9 or whatever.
Yes.
But excuse me. The like, I'd have to look up what is. Let me look at Draven really quick, because how much damage his fucking Q gives him.
The spinning axe.
The AD.
I don't remember.
Let me look at Draven, because it's like that could be okay. So if I'm looking at Draven right now, he's actually just a B tier. He's not that great, but this is like Essence Reaver. You don't have to. Yeah, you're spot on. You don't build Mythic first. You just want to hit as fucking hard as you can. Now, what does this do? Hold on.
Draven's never been a champion that builds the main item first. He's always like, yeah, give me lifesteal first, or give me fucking an ass fuck ton of damage like a Sheen, right? You hit the Q, you land the Sheen hit, you're dealing a fuck ton of damage for no reason. Misfortune's another one that can get away with that in her current state. Go ahead.
Right, I was gonna say, just they're a special case, because I think lifesteal, they're just free fucking bonus damage for no reason.
Misfortune's love tap deals an extra 50 to 100% damage based on level. So at level 1, she's doing an extra 50% of her own damage. So yeah, that's another champion. Like, give me the raw damage stat, and even the execute is fine because she's getting all that extra bonus damage right from the start.
The other champions were Jhin and Samira. I feel like we don't really need to go too ham into that, because it's all the same shit, guys. Like,
build IE second, please. Just fucking
on all of them. I guess talk about Samira, just because her fucking ulti just. Maybe did I not link it correctly? Oops. I need to look at it because it applies. What's this crit scaling? Is like 60. Her ulti's crits, motherfucker. She's gonna be
Crits last
spinning around.
crits.
It crits. That's nuts.
So take the free damage from the crit because they bring down how much damage she does with her crit. So take the free damage from the crit. Buff your ulti.
And
It's
then
good for you.
I was seeing a few things people arguing about Navori. I'm like, okay, but I feel like it wouldn't be that great because she gets a full reset on her E. So I feel like that refund thing, like, and plus E, I guess you could say the Q or excuse me, the W, the wind wall, would be pretty good to have up all the time. But I think Samira's not attacking fast enough.
Right.
She's like a burst, right? She's gonna jump in, get that S rank, and then blow you up.
For sure.
That's why. I mean, I guess you could argue that at maybe you could rush collect your third item. I would still go Infinity Edge second.
I agree. I think that's the better item, especially for her. So.
And then Jhin, same thing. Jhin just gets a shit ton of AD as it is. So
Yeah.
plus he does he deal less crit damage because of the way everything's converted?
I believe so.
It's kind of like how Yasuo, like they deal 10% less, but whatever. So you're gonna want that anyways. Like you're gonna even out that crit damage to what it should be before his passive, his
Right.
long ass fucking passive.
I know. So it's fucking long as shit, dude. So, I guess we're on to supports, yeah?
Yep.
Well. Blitzcrank. Everyone's favorite support to fucking not play against.
This is another.
I just
like
banned this champion.
it's similar to Darius, where it's just like a tilter. Like you see this dude pop up, and you're like, fuck.
I just banned this champion because so many people in low elo can't dodge.
Or ward.
Or that too. And I don't have fun playing Blitzcrank that much, really, so I don't play him, so I just ban him. I'd rather play something else.
Maybe you need to play him.
I feel like I just suck every time I play him. I don't know. Regardless, champion's disgusting, builds tanky ass items, and all he has to do is hit you with a hook. And he's a locket user. Wow, I didn't realize people are building Watchful Wardstone, which actually can be pretty good with him because it scales everything. And he doesn't need a whole lot of scaling. He's got generous as fuck AP ratios. So he doesn't need to scale a whole lot. And looks like it's Mobies, which you should always build on him. Mobies, Locket, and Zeke's into either Wardstone or Frozen Heart, which is actually a good choice. And then you're looking at other tank items. You're really looking at Thornmail or Force of Nature. So, pretty straightforward. Land the hook, pop them up, hit the ulti, and they're not going anywhere. So
I wonder if they're gonna buff his jungle again. Like he is not getting played in the jungle at all, and they like made a huge push when they changed him.
A big old deal to put him in the jungle. I think this champion could use Radiant Virtue decently well too.
Probably his ult's on a low cooldown though, right?
Like 30 sec. This is ulti cooldown
60, 40, 20.
Yeah. So he would be pretty good with it too. So again, great champion to play, very easy to pilot. You literally by existing, my favorite thing, like when I do play Blitzcrank in whatever situation, is like by existing, you're already zoning people just from
standing
sheer
there.
Existence. Exactly.
Walking into a bush.
Him, Amumu, and Thresh are like the three champions for the most part, even Nautilus too. Just by your sheer existence, you're discouraging people to walk there. So it's something to think about. Like you don't need a whole lot of skill, but like if you're really good at positioning, you can just annoy people with your existence. I don't know. That's the only way to put it. So anyways, we'll move on to the tree guy. He's next. Big ol' Ivern's uncle, or Maokai's Ivern's nephew, whatever we used to call him.
Yeah, this one's interesting because obviously he's being played in the jungle now. He's been getting buffed for the jungle. You used to play a lot of Maokai support.
Yeah.
This is just looking more. I mean, 53% win rate, 42% ban rate, but I mean, I think that's majority for the jungle.
He's fucking disgusting, dude. The top lane or in the jungle, he's disgusting.
He's strong. You might want to maybe pick up him again, but we're
Yeah, a
looking
lot of
at
even shroud I'm seeing.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I mean, again, it's cheaper. You're a support. You're not getting that much gold. It's cheaper.
Feels good.
Deadman's is good because you're gonna be zooming. You want to be running as fast as you can.
Deadman's has been a mainstay first pick for him. I haven't always built it first just because in this like lower elo, if you don't stay with your teammate, your bot laner, and they don't understand like how a support
They're
can
an infant.
Yes,
They're an infant child.
And they don't understand how a support can literally affect other parts of the map, and like it's not all about just the dual lane. And they start complaining. That's why I kind of don't play Bard that much either, because Bard's another champion that like wants to run around the fucking map and make plays everywhere, and your laner just gets butthurt. Like, why aren't you here in the bot lane with me? I'm like, because there's other things to do than just stand here.
Yeah, it's like, why aren't you here sharing XP with me?
Oh. Yeah, I know. I'm like, look, you got solo. You're behind. You're behind. So it's already going to be hard for me to like keep you ahead or keep you propped up, right? We're behind. Let me go make a play in another lane that's maybe slightly ahead or even, and maybe we can tilt the scale that way. And then we can come back once they're fed and they can come help us. And then we're all ahead. Weird. It's a weird concept that people don't understand. And I feel like I did that a lot with Maokai when I built Deadman. So I stopped building that first just to get people off my back. But even Strat's an item like a lot of people don't build. It's pretty good though. It's pretty good. 10% increased damage.
Yeah, this is saying first strike. I think a lot of people are building first strike because you can just get those random, especially if you're playing jungle. You can get those random saplings, and if you have like 2 items and they're burning, you're gonna get a lot of gold. I would probably go Aftershock, or I was gonna say whatchamacallit, the Glacial. Ice one. Glacial.
So the only thing, and I've tried this in seasons past, was Glacial and Even Shroud. You're rather weak. You get blown up pretty quickly. The Aftershock helps because Even Shroud does not have the same perks that like Locket has. That Locket allows you to go Glacial because you're not going to be quite as tanky, but you have a shield, so you can kind of mitigate that. You don't get that with Even Shroud, and so it's already kind of like a piss poor defensive item. Like it's really for damage amp is what it is. But it works really good for Maokai because anybody you immobilize, there's no cooldown on it, but anybody you immobilize, so if you drop the ulti, you can immobilize the whole entire team, and they all take 10% increased damage for 5 seconds, I think. Yeah, for 5 seconds. So really good for like an assassin-based team too, especially because Maokai plays well with assassins anyways. It's like you lock somebody down so they can just fucking burst their butt cheeks. There's not really much else to say, I guess, but yeah, Even Shroud seems to be the way to go. But I think really anything you build like that, even Radiant's still good on him too. So still something there. And of course, lastly, and what I hope to God is least, Zach.
Yeah. Not even a percent pick rate. It's very small. But almost 54% win rate. Same thing, guys. Radiant. Just Zach's OP. Just ban Zach. Just ban him. That's all we got to say. We went through him 4 times. Ban him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is it for the lanes. My final thoughts. Obviously, Zach is super OP. Radiant Virtue is really strong. Like I was saying, I play a lot of Sejuani and Vi. Building Radiant Virtue on them. Any champion that's hard engaging, going to go in there. It's going to benefit from not only the healing, the extra health. That item is just so stacked.
Oh, Holy shit. For sure.
Crit based marksman, literally you need to buy IE or Navori. Obviously, Lucian, Zeri, Xayah, Ezreal is something we haven't even talked about. With Navori is gonna be fucking insane.
Another good champ. That was Purple was doing a lot of like testing with Ezreal.
I mean, if you're running Navori, you basically get to double dip on his passive.
Yep.
And it lowers the cooldown, like whatever.
Yep. If you can lower your Q cooldown, you can lower all of your cooldowns. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, I've seen Zeres do it just because her E cooldown is so long, and again, if you hit your an enemy champion, that lowers the E cooldown. So Navori again you're kind of double dipping in that. Xayah, I think, is a good one, though Infinity Edge might be good just because her E scales with crit, and that will fucking do a fuck ton of damage.
Yep.
But Ezreal, for sure. As far as marksman, you still have like Gangplank that can run Navori. It's pretty good. But that is about it. That's it. Do you have any final thoughts?
Check out the Twitter. Check out the Instagram. Check out the YouTube. Drop a review on Apple Podcasts. Drop some sort of rating on Spotify or whatever podcast
you're listening.
Service you're using to listen to us, because we are actually climbing the rankings a little bit. We're moving up those rankings, but I would like to be a lot higher than we are, considering like most of the podcasts that are rated higher than us talk about pro play, except for Trinity Force, and I think we bring a better product. So that's all I'm saying.
So yeah, share us with your friends, guys. Hit up that link tree. Everything you need is in there. We will be back on Wednesday. I mean, I say that now. Now Riot's gonna be like, "Oh, just kidding. We got hacked and we're being forced to fart in people's faces unless we give them $1 million or some dumb shit like that."
Patches drop next Saturday. Fuck it.
It's gonna be patch 13.2. Fart. I don't know.
13.2F.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, guys. Until next time. Hopefully on Wednesday. Enjoy your week, and we'll talk to you then.
Take it easy, y'all.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Click right here to see the previous episode of the According to Low Elo podcast. Click right here to see the most recent gameplay video. Thanks again.